Welcome back. The Nifty holding up with about 50 points in terms of gains, just under 24,600. We'll keep an eye out on how the market pans out. But individual stocks, a lot of them in focus, and one of them is Garware Technical Fibres. Reported about a 13% growth in the revenue in the fourth quarter, although the margin came in slightly under pressure. Good part was after a few years of low growth, the company has actually delivered a double-digit growth in FY25. Shujaul Rehman, who's the CEO of the company, joins in now. Shujaul, the street is excited about prospects of the company. Let's talk about FY26, because you in your press release have also said that it was a good performance to FY24 and you're looking forward to a strong FY26. So let's put the spotlight on numbers out there. What do you imply when you mean a strong FY26? You've done about 16% revenue growth in FY25. Do you think you can better that? What is the EBITDA margin target that you have for the next year?
Good morning. Thank you for having me on the show. As far as F25 is concerned, we had a 16% growth in top line and about 15% growth in profits, which is a very good number. If you look at our past record, we have been doubling profits every 5 years, maybe less than that. So we continue to plan. As for that only, we plan to double our profits in the next 5 years. And as far as Q1 is concerned, it's actually underway, obviously. And so far, 2 months have gone, and it's good an outlook. Q1 looks positive. There are 2-3 big segments.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir, please.
Yeah, 2-3 segments which are doing well for us, which is obviously one is salmon aquaculture, where we are the global leaders. That continues to drive the growth for us. In Indian market, geosynthetics, which is the infrastructure business, is doing well. And sports also is looking positive. There were some issues of tariff in April, but now it looks like it's resolved, but we'll come to know in July. But I think overall these 3 big segments for us are growing positive.
So if you could give us a sense of numbers, because doubling of profits every 5 years would imply you growing at a compounded rate of 14% on the bottom line. Do you think top line and bottom line will grow at the same pace and your margins stay constant around this 23-24% band as it was in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, so as far as if you double in 5 years, it's 15% compounding. So we plan to grow at 15%. And we still want to improve our margin a little bit. So you can say top line will be in the range of 15%, but bottom line is what we are focusing on. And we are obviously trying to upgrade our customers to better solutions. We have applied for almost 101 patents and 29 have been granted. So we continue to drive innovation in our company and try to find solutions for customers, and so that their viability and their return investment improves through our solutions.
All right. Hi, Mr. Rehman. Good morning and good to see you, Ben. So mid double-digit growth is what you're looking at. We take that point. Value-added products as a percentage of your business. What is it right now? And in terms of margins, from around this 21% odd, do you think you can gradually scale towards the mid-20s?
Yeah, so value-added products is about 80% of our business, and we are trying to improve the balance 20%. So if a few years back, this was about 40%, and we improve it to 80%. So we plan to improve value-added products to a higher level, maybe beyond 80, 85, we even touch 90. For that, the non-value-added product is the value-added, the rope segment, which we are trying to drive through our innovation and through solutions. These segments is growing. The value-added rope segment is growing in India and also globally. So that is one action plan to improve our value-added segment. Margin, our plan is to be in this range, but maybe improve slightly over a period.
Okay, all right. And geosynthetics as well as sports, they are the better margin business, right? As a percentage of a mix, how much do they contribute?
Aquaculture is the highest margin business for us.
Okay.
Aquaculture is...
So give us, Mr. Rehman, if I could just come in before you answer, if you could break up what is the current mix, with focus on the higher margin business, and how do you see that scaling up? Please go ahead, sir.
Aquaculture is about 35 to 40% of our business, and it's the highest margin. So if we grow aquaculture, the margin profile improves. Geosynthetic is also decent margin. It's growing at a very rapid pace. Sports is slightly better than geo, but much less than aquaculture. So that's the margin. And sports is about 15% of our business. Geo is also 15%. So these are the 3 big segments for us. Highest margin is aquaculture.
So sports is about 15%, geo is about 15%, and you have aquaculture, which is about 35 to 40%. That leaves us with another 20, 25%, 30% if you must. What does that comprise of?
That's other segments. You can see the ropes is there. You have agri business. We have other businesses, fishing business, global fishing and Indian fishing. These are other businesses. Fishing is also high margin business for, by the way.
And you had alluded briefly to tariff situations which impacted some of your performance in the previous quarter. If you could give us a sense of what proportion of your revenues comes in from the US and how is the tariff situation likely to impact you?
So we had obviously 26% tariff was imposed in India on 9th April, and subsequently it got withdrawn. So we didn't face any issues in April. That was the month in April, which was, tariff was deployed. For a week or 10 days, there was some lull in the from the customer side. There was confusion, but now I think the order position is looking solid. And we have heard that this issue is going to get resolved in July. So we're waiting and hopefully it gets resolved for us as an Indian company in a positive.
What proportion of your revenue comes in from the US?
Less than 10%.
Okay. And how do you see your domestic export mix change in the time to come? If I remember correctly, it was 60-40 earlier.
Yeah, so 60% is export and 40% is domestic. We would like to grow at a faster pace in Indian market, so we would probably take it to a 55-45, but right now it's a healthy 60-40%, which we're maintaining for last many years.
Yeah, what is the margin difference between the two?
Internationally, slightly better than in terms of margin profile. But some businesses in India are also at very high margin, and we are driving new businesses which are growing at a higher pace and also have much higher margin in domestic.
In geosynthetics, if you could tell us, what your order book position is right now, because this is, I suppose, a more infra-led business. So I'm sure you have forward visibility on how growth is likely to be here as well. If you could give us a sense on that.
Order book is very positive, but it depends on our ability to execute. So we have done a great job of execution last year, and order book is very positive. But as I told you, it's just 15% of our business. But we have to do well in aquaculture and also in sports and other segments to be able to give a positive outlook for the company. But geosynthetic order book is very positive.
All right. So just a quick question. What about your CapEx plan? Currently you're doing around 1,500 crores, 1,550 to be precise for the last year. With the current gross block that you have, what kind of revenue potential can you do? And also, if you're doing any further CapEx, could you quantify that?
So we have about 80% utilization of capacity. Our operations are similar to textiles, so it's modular expansion that we keep doing every year. And if there's a bottleneck at any stage of our manufacturing process, we de-bottleneck that process. We add about 50 to 60 crore capex every year. This is also the plan is to add about 50 to 60 crore capex.
And the asset turn on that 50-60 crores is approximately how much?
I think, I don't know the exact number, but I think if you see our ROC has improved by 4% last year, it's about 25%.
And ROC will hold around here?
We plan to improve the ROC.
To what level?
So we'll try and take it close to 30 over a period of next 2-3 years.
All right, 2-3 years, the ROC goes from 25 to 30%. What about promoter stake? Over the last 1 year, your stake has increased from 52.7% to 53%. It's a marginal increase that we've seen. But with the kind of prospects that you're giving, the street's taking note of it. Do you think the promoter will also increase their skin in the game? Are you looking to buy from the open market or any other sources via which you can increase your stake in the company?
We had a buyback this year in F25, and it depends on utilization of fund. If we feel that's the best way to utilize fund, we'll probably go for more buybacks. At this stage, we are interested in grow the business and get obviously the margin expansion and also top line growth.
Okay. Do you have any margin expansion aspiration? You've said that they will stay stable but also see a gradual improvement. Do you have an aspirational target, say just the way you have profits doubling every 5 years? Do you want to say, margins improving by 50 to 100 basis points every year, reach 23-24% over the next 3-4 years? Is there an aspirational target that you have here?
Yeah, aspiration obviously maybe 50 to 100% basis point this year. That's the plan. We're working towards that plan.
Okay, margins improve by 50 to 100 basis points this year. Your ROC increases to about 30% over the next couple of years. Faster growth coming in from domestic and sports and geosynthetics. It's about 15% of your revenue doing well, even as the core continues to grow as well. Thanks a lot for joining in, Mr. Rehman, and giving us the outlook for the business going forward. The street likes what you have to say, and as a result of which there has been a mild spike in the stock price for Garware Technical Fibres as well. So let's keep an eye out on this one. And as we speak, for the market as well, there has been a recovery. In fact, we've seen a couple of these broader market names come up. Pull up Oracle Financial Services, which is up around 4% as we speak. We have Dixon Tech 2.